Hi, I'm Cam Coley with Charlotte Water, and this is a public meeting for Stevens Creek Phase 2. It's a wastewater project that will help extend service and improve service from Dressage Boulevard to Bretton Woods. One key thing for people that are on right now is that if they have a question, we're going to hold most of those questions to the end, and they can type them in the Q&A section. First of all, the goal of this project is to install a new wastewater pipe to provide service to current and future customers along Stevens Creek. This is the Phase 2 portion. There was a Phase 1 that's also available on our website if you need to learn more about that. Another part of this project is to eliminate one small wastewater package plant called Oxford Glen that we purchased several years ago, and also remove two existing neighborhood lift stations. This will help reduce our ongoing maintenance costs and reduce the risk of wastewater overflows in the area. So to get a closer view of this project, this is an aerial. The purple line here is to show roughly where that pipe alignment is, and the circling purple line or area around it is to give a rough estimate of what a typical easement would be. In this case, it is not to scale. But starting at the bottom of Phase 2, you can see that we're in a lot of trees here, working our way up along the side of the creek. And we continue to work our way up, not close to too many houses right there. And as we're coming through here, there may be portions of the existing wastewater system we're able to utilize, so that we may not have to close this road here, Piaf down, while we're doing the construction. But if things change, we will let the neighborhood know of any construction that could impact access. And then we work our way all the way up to Bretton Woods. As we're getting higher up here, the pipe may get smaller, which also means the area may get a little bit smaller, tighter here. As you can see us with the going zigzagging across the creek here to try to avoid property as much as we can. But this is just to kind of give you a sense of how this pipe project will work through the area. And now I want to talk a little bit about what to expect. An easement is what we've acquired from property owners. It's a legal document that gives us the access, ability to maintain, clear the area that we need. This photo below here is an example of a 30-foot easement where the wastewater pipe is the green line, the manhole is a circle, and then the area on both sides of it gives us a 30-foot wide area that our vehicles could get into to clear and maintain that wastewater pipe for several decades. Once we've acquired the easements, the next step, in this case, the project will start in 2021. They will start clearing the area, the easement area, to get it ready for construction. We will clear trees, bushes, any debris that's in the area. Where we can, we will try to save any trees, especially along the edge of the construction easement or permanent easement, if it's possible. The equipment on the right photo is an example of what you may see when they're doing the clearing. They may mulch the tree down on the location. Once the area is cleared, then the contractor will mobilize, bring all the pipe, equipment, any soil, other materials that they may need. The photo on the left is a manhole that's beside a sidewalk that is in what's called the road right-of-way. On the right is a delivery of pipe being left at the construction site so that they are ready for the pipe installation work when it happens. So definitely expect that once the easement is cleared, that you'll start to see things being delivered by heavy equipment. There will be some silt fencing around the easement, and that's to help us prevent soil and sediment from washing away from the project. If necessary, we may have a security fence like you see in this photo on the right. As you can also see, this is a great example of a typical construction area for a wastewater project where you have two excavators, portage-on, soil to the side of the trench, and a sense of scale of what you may see out there when they're doing the pipe installation. Another thing you may see, especially during the earlier phases of the project, is a crew doing drilling or subsurface investigations. The photo is an example of some of the equipment you may see. This is so we can get a sense of how much rock may be in the way of the pipe alignment. We do some of this beforehand during the design, but the contractor may need to do more as they're coming through the area to get a sense of what they may encounter. And if they do find rock and they are not able to break it through normal traditional ways of cracking it and removing it, then blasting is an alternative. If they need to blast the rock, then we will reach out to any customers that have structures within 500 feet of that rock and do what's called a pre-construction survey. And then that's a way, like in this first photo, that the property owner and our third-party vendor can look at the structures, get a sense of photos, et cetera, of any existing cracks that may already be there, and note all that so that after the project's over, the property owner can request a post-construction survey and see if those cracks have changed, if there are any new cracks, and that way the property owner, CLTWater, and the contractor all have a third-party assessment of what was there beforehand to compare and contrast. Also, with any blasting, a seismograph monitor will be on site to record any vibration so that we have a good record of what happened. And so if it becomes necessary that we do need to blast for rock, you will definitely feel a rumble close by. We do a lot of steps to protect as much as possible. In this case, the photo on the top right is the contractor lowering a mat down to weigh it down, and the illustration below is what they do typically is that they would pack the dirt on top of the charges and put the mat on top of the dirt. When they blast, then it is fracturing the rock, but also bringing, anything that comes up would be mostly contained through the mat and the packed dirt. So what would you expect to hear? If you're nearby, you would expect to hear a warning horn, possibly two warning horns before any blasting happens, and a muffled noise. You may feel a vibration or a feeling similar to a slam door or a thunder, especially if you're inside. It is going to be very safe, and all precautions are going to be taken to keep it safe. Definitely will not be like a Hollywood blast that you may think. We do have a video on our website that shows a little bit more detail of what to expect. This is a slide showing what you could expect to see as far as the excavation or trenching when they're installing the pipe. Again, you could see two excavators, one digging the area or backfilling the area, one digging the area and installing the pipe on the other side. This is a view of what it may look like out there. And then the illustration on the right is a sense of why does an easement have to be so wide? It's so that they can dig a wide enough trench for safety, but also have space for an excavator, all the soil that they may need or that they have removed from the from digging, and then the space that they need for putting the pipe in the ground safely as well. You may also see a trench box coming and going so that our crews can work safely under the ground with the pipe to make sure it's installed correctly. So after this project's done, we'll have manholes in certain locations. If it is a maintained yard, it will likely be installed flush with the grass like you see in this first photo. If it is in a floodplain or an area that's not maintained, then it may look more like these second photos where it's a raised manhole to get it over the floodplain, a vent to help it receive some air, and another example is this raised one here that as it's crossing over to the other side of the creek. If this project is going through your property and it is a maintained yard, you would more likely see something on the first manhole. If you have questions on this, the project manager is also on and can answer questions if you have any about that. Next up is our schedule. Roughly for the next 4 months, we expect to have crews clearing early January, February at the earliest. Then they would start pipe installation, and if they come into any rock concerns, then they will reach out to the properties that have any building structures within 500 feet of the found rock. So there may be a case where you receive information, or there may be cases where you may not for several months if we start at the bottom and work our way up. And
yeah, Cam, I can speak a little more on this. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm exactly. I'm the project manager for CLTWater as well. More to this slide. So I think Cam mentioned it earlier, but we won't get started until the first of the year in January, and we have a total duration of 7 months for the 7 months of the whole entire project. However, I don't anticipate taking quite that long. But if you see stuff out there until the August of 21, just know that's part of our project. Cam, I think you can skip to the next slide, and I can carry it the rest of the way. So, yeah, so the update here will be from Cam Coley, who's been talking throughout this PowerPoint. We usually do door hangers or next door or via email, and anybody can go on the website and check more information as far as like my contact information, Cam's contact information, and can always ask us questions after the fact. Kind of just some more background on the kind of the project, just so everybody's familiar with who they're going to see and who's going to be involved in the project. So as I said, I'm Mac McClanahan, and I'm the project manager for CLTWater. You probably won't see me as much out there here in the day-to-day activities. The contractor selected was Fuller Construction, and our company that we're hiring to do our inspection services and our construction administration work is GHD, and they also were the design engineer on the project. So you'll see those two companies out there quite often. And as mentioned before, Cam Coley, he's our communications lead. So if you need any other questions with him, there's his contact information.
Thank you. And we do not have any questions posted right now. So we will put this recording on YouTube. And if there are any questions, feel free to email both of us. We'll be happy to get an answer for you. Thank you for attending, and we will talk to you later. Bye.